not a cosplayer, but I have had people that you know, evidently worked on it for a week or so, and came, okay, and they say it, and I'm like, whoa, when did I say that? What point was that? Oh, okay. But yeah, and that's the thing, it's another one of those things, because you do it so quickly. I love Jin, I love the character, I love the recognition for playing the character, but it really didn't take all that long. So a lot of that stuff was read it once, read it twice, you're done. So when people come up and go, can you say the line where he does this? I hardly remember saying that line ever, at all. But you know, it's things like I've had to go back and watch the show again to go, oh, that is a good line. I did that well. That was...
Be proud.
Back here, man.
What's your favorite battle cry? Can you show us what's your favorite attack?
I know, right?
You would have to.
I know.
Tornado fist!
Woo!
I know, did all the spirit gun stuff. Spirit gun! And I would often do this. Imagining a little fingernail shot out.
I think that's normal, though. I think a lot of actors, I can tell you for a fact that a lot of actors will mirror whatever the animation is doing in the booth, because as strange as it sounds, you can hear movement in someone's voice, you know, and people that are dedicated to what they do and they want it to sound and feel real, you move around in the booth.
Any video game players in here? Mass Effect players in here? I recently got to work alongside Freddie Prinze because we're doing a Mass Effect animated original movie that's going to add to the storyline of Mass Effect 3, specifically Vega's character. But working with Freddie, it was the same kind of thing. Except at the studio, they actually had a prop gun that had the weight, right? And so it was, you know, he was always, you know, doing his lines, and I mean, you could see his muscles were, and this guy's not a wimp, it turns out, that when you get...
He's a boxer.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I mean, just really getting into it. So it's, like he said, I mean, most actors really kind of, you know, bring that physical element. Because of course, doing all these kinds of things affects the voice and how it crescendos and changes and moves around. Yeah.
Do you do any physical movement when you scream?
Well, I mean, you saw me scream earlier.
But I mean, like, other than that, like you're getting a
What I had a tendency to do in the booth a lot was beat the hell out of the booth. But you can't do it while you're recording, but between takes, I would just nail that. They're not as bad as you think.
Didn't even did it.
That's it.
Oh.
Hand hurt sometimes after the fight with Tagoro. Someone over here had their hand raised. I'm trying to pick on people. I'm trying to pick people that haven't asked
bullying
questions.
is wrong.
Was there some? There you are.
Good advice.
My favorite part of it, casting. I mean, not just at the beginning, but throughout the entire series. That's I feel that's really where a voice director gets to be most creative. You know, they have to stick to a script that's been written for them. The writers are sticking to a translation that's been given to them. You can't really change the animation more than what Cartoon Network or broadcaster wants you to change, but casting, you get to do what you want. And so that's probably, from a creative point of view, that's probably one of the best parts. I don't know, playing the card game was fun too. Yeah, with the bottle.
Working with the voice directing side, did you ever get on the editing side as well? Like after the sessions were done, working with the mixdown folks?
Oh, yeah, regularly, after every episode. It's at that particular time we had producer of the whole department. We didn't have producers, showrunners, line producers. So the job of the director was to cover that. So the director, Jerry can tell you a lot about this because he doesn't know, but the director will get a version of the episode as it comes out of the booth with no mix on it whatsoever. So it'll be just raw voices and the sound effects and music track from the Japanese. Then it will go into mix, and the mix team will go through EQ all the voices, throw all the reverbs, create the environments, pan everybody, you know, all of this kind of work. And then again, the voice director, now a producer. producer will go back, watch it again. Do we need to pick up any lines? Can we pick up any lines? Is there time to do so? We can pick it up for DVD, but broadcast has to go out. So all those calls get made. But ultimately, at that time, the voice director was in charge of all of that. So the same thing applied with Dragon Ball Z. Sabbath was watching every single one of those episodes. The job never ends at the end of the day. It just keeps going and going and going and going.
And you get a lot of people that go, I would love to watch anime all the time. Not the way we have to, because you have to go through, it's literally line by line. You listen to it, and it's a lot of rewinding, playing it again, making a note, taking that note in, turning that note in, getting the actor back in to pick up the line, and it's by the time it's all said and done, you've probably watched the entire show 4 or 5 times.
It's the kind of thing where, like, for instance, when she asked a question about Use Kanhie, although I don't necessarily remember the exact line, I do remember it was episode 24 at the back half of the episode. So, and that was, how many years ago? That was a long time ago. Like, there's totally other memories I should have hung on to. But that's the one I have. So, yeah, he's right. By the time, especially with these 13-episode series too, you end up over a period of 6 weeks watching them 15, 20 times each.
To the point of the engineer will be next to you cleaning up the episodes or whatever, cleaning up the dialogue, and you'll hear it, and you already know the next line. You know what's coming. And then you know the next 5 lines after that. And you're like, oh my God, what have I done to myself?
It's like learning the lyrics to a song.
It really is.
It sticks to you like that. So, in the back there, Matt.
My question was kind of about that. Like, since you guys think so much anime at work, do you guys ever really get to just enjoy it at home? Or do you prefer not to see it and just only do it at work?
Well, no, I probably don't watch a lot of anime at home. But, that's not to say that I haven't watched them. Like, I've been very excited now that Funimation's picking up what we call catalog titles. I was pretty excited to finally get a copy of Trigun without having to spend so much money on the huge box set, But, but with that being said, I bought the collector's edition of Cowboy Bebop. I've stood in the autograph lines to get Spike's autograph, and I've been the fanboy at dinner with Mary Elizabeth going, "Dear Julia," I've done all of that. So, but I don't. But when people ask, well, what's in your anime collection? Well, my anime collection is huge, but it's got Funimation's logo on every single DVD. So I've got an enormous collection, and I like to think that when I retire, I have like a retirement collection of crap to do. So the anime watching is going to come when I retire. But no, I don't. I'm a huge movie fan, though. Love movies and TV series and things like that.
I have a 12-year-old son who loves anime. And so I get to watch a lot more than I want to. Really, because he's the kind of kid that he'll start a show, and once he starts the show, unless you say something to him, he will watch that entire show straight through.
That's what I do.
There's a bunch of sympathizers
Yeah.
in here.
to the point where, I'll be walking through the house and I'll go, seriously? Seriously, you've been watching this since 10 o'clock this morning. It is now 10 o'clock at night. You need to go to bed. And he's got that glassy look in his eyes. But I want to finish it. I want to finish it. I want to finish it. No, it'll be here tomorrow. You can finish it tomorrow. And he will. But he loves it. He loves it. And he still hasn't quite put together. He's been up to Funimation with me once, and he gets to meet all these people, but I wait until after we leave to tell him who they were. So he will act like a normal person.
Yeah.
Because when I tell him, so that guy you met, yeah, that was so-and-so in this show. Oh my gosh, really? Yeah. But I don't want him to do that in front of those people. So,
My son is the exact opposite, actually. He thinks anime is dorky. Unless one of his friends thinks it's cool, then he'll tote that this is what I do. But otherwise, care less. That's what you had to look forward, guys. I hope you could enjoy it. Yes, sir.